I heard a very clear and intelligent English phrase. I thought, oh my, gee whiz. I ran it back again and there it was. I went and called one of my friends and asked him over to see me, asked him to come over and played it in reverse without telling him what to hear, and he also heard the same thing. I checked the soundtrack for intentional insertions. This track has been manipulated with was the obvious thing that first came to my mind. I did oscilloscope checks and some computer waveform checks and found the soundtrack to be quite pure and untainted. The next 2 or 3 months I played back the majority of my musical collection at the time, which consisted of a range of rock and roll to gospel to love songs, country and western, and found a wide cross-section of reverse messages that normally related directly to the theme of the song. If the song was about the occult, then you would find reversals about the occult. If the song was about gospel music, you would find reversals about gospel, praising God. Well, it depends on the integrity of the gospel artist, of course. If it was about love, you would find reversals about love. Some very basic questions came to my mind. It was obvious that there was no intentional manipulation. These reverse phrases were occurring as a direct result of the way the speaker or the singer at the time was constructing his sounds of speech. In other words, the peculiar phonetic rhythms and patterns to his voice. I could find no research anywhere being done into reversed soundtracks. This puzzled me somewhat. I would have thought that a phenomenon as widespread as this would have at least been looked at at some level from an academic viewpoint. About a year later, I moved on to normal human speech. I remember the night quite well, and we had a few people over and someone said to me, well listen David, why don't we record our room conversation and play it in reverse? And then my reaction was, get out of here, play a conversation backwards. We played the room conversation in reverse, and sure enough, right mixed in amongst the gibberish about once every 30 seconds were very clear and direct, intelligent statements that were a reflection of what the speaker was thinking and feeling at the time. It seemed to me impossible that we could speak in such a way that we're delivering 2 messages simultaneously. And for the next 2 or 3 years I spent thousands of hours analysing tapes, finding cross-references and patterns, and by the time 1987 came around, I had really discovered so many common factors to this whole phenomenon that there had to be something